was over, and when I first said yes, there were only 3 books. I didn't know.
If you look back at it, was it a good choice, and are you happy with the fact that it took
Oh, of course, yeah, and we're all very proud of it.
But then, so you were working on the new film to direct. Now, I always hear that directing is almost the most difficult part of filmmaking, and some directors don't like the actual directing. They like the pre-production, or let's say the editing, or the how is that for you? What is the most interesting part of filmmaking?
I think any sensible person would probably say no, I won't do it, but it's a kind of compulsion. Once a story gets hold of you, then you have to, pictures start to form in your mind, and then you have to make them real. And that's what happened with this one, and it took a while, but things, somehow or other, there's a kind of serendipity to it, because by the time I was free, and by the time we had raised the money and all of that, Kate Winslet was the right age to play the part. And from nowhere, it seems, came Matthias.
Matthias Schoenhuis is de Belgische acteur die naast Kate Winslet hoofdrolspeelt.
And they're wonderful together. It feels like it was meant to be. And I was filming in Brussels, and his name had been mentioned. And if you've never seen Rust and Bone, I don't know what it's called in Holland, but great movie.
Yeah, or the French title, which I don't know.
I don't know when. Anyway, he's in it.
Ja, Matthias Schoenhuis.
Ja, de goede Edo. Goed zo.
Okay.
Ja, de goede Edo.
It's a great movie, and I saw him in it, and his name was mentioned. I was filming in Brussels. I said, "Can I meet Matthias Schoenhuis?" They said, "Yeah, he's in Antwerp." So, okay, half an hour later, sort of.
Yeah. It looks like the connection with Kate Winslet was there from the beginning. I mean, you did a movie together, and she really felt that must be a time that we can do this together.
You better ask her.
That's what she said. I'm repeating her.
Oh, okay.
No, but why? What is her talent? What does she bring to the screen that you particularly needed for this movie?
You're about to see. I don't know what to say about her that hasn't been said already. She's incredibly prepared, and so there's that. So that's a great gift to the director. But she's a wonderful listener and to other actors, and very generous to other actors. And so a lot of this film that you'll see is about a woman trying to come to terms with her past. And it's a love story, and a man who's trying to step into the future, because he's trapped in the present. That needs actors a huge generosity to each other, and it needs them to listen to each other a lot. And then the space between people, it's a bit like this, you know. If I'm listening properly to you, then the space between us becomes interesting. And that's true on film. And so a great gift to a director is to have 2 actors like these 2, where you can put the camera on them saying nothing, and something is happening.
There's another great actor in the movie called Alan Rickman.
Probably.
I was cheap.
Is he difficult to direct?
Well, I don't know. I relied a lot on Ellen Kuras, the DP. She and I had a terrific relationship, and we used to travel into the set together every day and talk through what the day's work was. And I guess she was my eyes, and unfortunately, if you're playing Louis XIV, it's helpful if you're also directing the film, because the good news about Louis is he doesn't move. He stands still, he sits still, and everybody comes to him. So that was helpful.
Yeah, you said basically I had to do nothing, right?
Yeah.
Interesting that the actor says I had to do nothing. for this.
Well, that's true, but you know, I should point out, you know, this film, when the credits come up, it'll say 3 people wrote it. That's not really true at all. It's written by one person, Alison Deegan, and the film is written very much from a woman's perspective. And so there's a kind of irony in the fact that probably what the credits should read, written by Alison Deegan, interfered with by Alan Rickman and Jeremy Block. I mean, in terms of structure and, you know, what we can afford and things like that. But it's very much written, this film is written about a woman, by a woman. But of course now it's seen through my eyes, so, and also Matthias's. So I hope there's, I hope it's a proper love story. I hope it's a story about equals. And that's the center of the film. And it's also not to be taken too seriously. You know, it takes history and, if you like, it wrings its neck. Because so much of it is a fantasy. Lenotre, who he plays, really did exist, as I'm sure you know, and he really did build the Gardens of Versailles, but at the time of this film he was 70 years old. In this film he's 35. Kate's character could not possibly have existed. There could never have been a woman with a job like this. So in a way that's also part of it, if you like, the message of the film. As you look at all the other women in the film who are merely decorative objects, and you think, well, why couldn't a woman have a job? Louis XIV was in a wheelchair by the time this film starts. He certainly wasn't walking and dancing. Although he was dancing a lot in his youth.
Yeah. So you're saying it is fiction, right?
It's a fiction, and it's history. Nobody should be frightened about, I don't know anything about this history, it doesn't matter. There's a man, there's a woman, there's a king, there's a court, there's a garden.
Ik geef jullie de ruimte om vragen te stellen als iemand is